Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video we are checking out my dream amplifier, the Hughes & Kettner Triamp MKIII. But John, how can this be your dream amplifier? I mean, look at this thing. Seriously, this thing is so awesome. And today we're going to discover all that it does, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's start right away with the demo track. Take a listen. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a song with all the channels of this amplifier and 6 different guitars with kind of 6 different tones and styles. So for that video, I used those 6 guitars into the amplifier, and the amp was being fed into my Grossmann Fatbox 1x12 ISO cab loaded up with the Eminence Karnivore speaker, mic'd up with 2 SM57s and 1 MD421 Kompakt, sent into the DAW, and that's what you're hearing. And that's the same signal chain for the entire video. I am going through my pedal board though. So the guitar is going into my pedal board and then into the amplifier. I recently built this pedal board on the channel. If you've not seen that video, definitely check it out. Anyway, I thought it sounded excellent in that demo song, but we're going to discover all the tones in a raw form later in this video. So finally, the Triamp MKIII, my dream amp on the channel. Some of you were skeptical when I did my unboxing video. How can this be your dream amplifier? But again, look at this thing. This thing is an absolute beast. It's so versatile. It has so many great tones in it. And I just love how it sounds. It looks killer too, with the blue light and everything. Now, in case you're not aware, recently Thomann purchased using Kettner. So they sent this amplifier to me to review on the channel. Thank you very much, using Kettner. But I guess now that Thomann has bought using Kettner, they're sort of breathing new life into the brand, which is great because I love the using Kettner products. And this truly is the flagship. And by the way, I should mention that these amps are crazy affordable right now at Thomann. So check my link below if you're interested. 1,600 something, which is crazy because these amps used to be like 4,000 euros or so. So if you're gonna snag one now. And please use my affiliate link. You might wonder, why is it called the Triamp? Well, it's basically 3 preamplifiers in one. Amp 1, Amp 2, and 3. And each of the 3 amps has 2 channels, so channel A and B. So that's basically 6 amplifiers in one. 6 tonal eras in one. So it's really flexible. Starts off with a USA clean and ends with an ultra modern high gain. Now, a very cool and unique thing about this amp is that it has 3 power amps as well that you can individually select. So there are a lot of tonal possibilities with this amplifier because of that. So it could be a 150 watt amp if you activate all the power tubes. It can also be a 100 watt amp or a 50 watt amp. And all of that in reach. You just click these switches over here and select which power tube you want. And there you go. You can also do that with the foot switch, by the way. More about that in a second. So right now the amp is equipped with 4 6L6s and 2 EL34s, which again, you can select over here. But you can also load different tubes in here. KD77s, KD88, 6 CA7s, 6550s, etc. So you can really customize the tone. And the tube safety control on this amplifier, which has a panel on the back, you know, it indicates the health of the tubes, etc. Auto biases the power tubes for you as well. So I think you can just drop in different tubes and the amp will do all the work for you. So that is awesome as well. Now, of course, this amp does more because we also have a built-in boost that you can select individually for each channel, and it's also voiced individually for each separate preamp. So it offers a different flavor for each preamp. We'll discover that later as well. We also have a built-in noise gate, which you can turn on or off with this switch over here. And on the back, there's a threshold control as well. And the noise gate acts in front of the amplifier as well as at the end. So it really cleans up the amplifier nicely. We also have an effects loop, of course, that you can set to parallel or series. And we also have the red box DI out that you can use to go straight into the PA with a low cut and 2 different shades of tone in there. You can also control this amplifier via Midi, which is quite cool. And when you buy this amplifier, you get this foot controller as well. You just get it with the amplifier, no questions asked. It's basically a MIDI controller, and you can use this to go between the channels, you know, just like in easy mode. You can enable the boost and the effects loop, but you can also store presets, okay? What that means is for preset 1, for example, you can do amp 2 with channel B with the boost on and the effects loop on. And then for preset 2, you can go to clean channel with the boost off, power tubes 3 and 4 only enabled. Store that, the noise gate, the effects loop, all those switches, the power tubes, the boost, you can store all of that per channel. So that is really cool. And I love how they included the foot controller with the amplifier. So that's great. As well as a dust cover, by the way, and a cloth to polish the beautiful glass front. In terms of the control layout, this amp might seem very complicated with all these knobs, but it's actually really easy. So over here on the right side, we've got the input along with the boost control over here that you can enable, you know, individually for each channel. These are the channel selector switches. So with these, you can just select which channel you're on, basically. And then each channel of each amp has the same controls. So we have a master volume control, a 3-band EQ with treble, mids, and bass, and then a gain control. And that's basically the same 6 times over. So that's actually very easy, right? And then in the master section over here, we have a presence and resonance control, as well as a global volume, the power tube type selection switches, effects loop on and off, noise gate on and off, a MIDI learn control, and then a standby and a power switch. And that's it basically. So it's a lot easier to use than you might think at first glance. Anyway, so those are the main features. We have a bunch of tubes in there, of course. It's a real tube amplifier. And I just want to go ahead and discover all the channels, have some fun, dial in some tones, and show you what this amplifier has to offer, okay? So for the signal chain of this portion of the video, I'm using my ESP E2 Eclipse full thickness vintage Honeyburst, sort of standard traditional guitar, with JB in the bridge and the 59 in the neck. I'm going into my pedal board where I have a bunch of effects. Maybe I'll try a couple here and there just for fun. Then we're going into the amp, again into my Grossmann with the Karnivore, etc. All right. Now, this amplifier, of course, has 6 channels, and we're going to start on amp 1, channel A, which is a 50s USA clean. So kind of like a Fender clean, okay? Let's start with the boost off and see what we have going on. Quite a beautiful clean right there, right? Let's go ahead and add a little bit of reverb to that. All the effects are going into the front of the amplifier, by the way. So I'm not using the effects loop right now. So yeah, that's a beautiful clean. I used this tone for the intro of the demo track, but I did enable the boost. Let's try that. I think it really enhances the tone. Adds a little bit of push, you know what I mean? So that's really nice. By the way, I should also mention, of course, that in the power section over here, we have a resonance and presence control. They're at around noon-ish right now, which seems to work well for just about every single tone, but we can mess with those a little bit later. Now, let's turn off the EL34s for a second and see what happens. So this is just the 6L6s, right? Now let's turn off the 6L6s. So it's cool how you can customize the tone and the power there, all right? So that's really nice. Let's leave them all on for now, just as I did with the intro track. Let's see how much gain we can get out of this channel, okay? That's a quite nice sounding crunch, actually. I did have to lower the master volume to compensate a little bit there, but yeah, that's nice. Let's add a little bit of mids and dial down the gain a touch. Added a rotary effect there on the Fractal VP4. Yeah, that sounds really nice. So for like classic and vintage Fendery tones, this channel has you covered. For that true Fendery USA experience, 6L6 tubes might work the best. So this is with just the 6L6s on. Yeah, a truly wonderful clean channel right there that you can also push, which I like. I like it when clean channels offer you that as well. A little bit of breakup never hurt anybody, and it also really compresses the tone nicely. Cool, let's move on to channel B, which is more of a Vox type channel, you know what I mean? So more like a British 60s clean, as they describe it. So very chimey. Yeah, that sounds awesome. So satisfying, really. And this is without the boost. Gain is up halfway. Let's crank up the gain. See what happens, okay? That is so thick and rich sounding. Let's see what happens if we enable the boost. Wow, that's a lot of thickness right there. Let's turn off the boost, lower the gain a little bit, let's say halfway. And then just for fun, let's try the fuzz. That is noisy. That is the DoD Chthonic fuzz with the fuzz turned up quite high. Let's enable the gate and let me lower the fuzz a little bit and see if we can clean it up a little bit. That is quite filthy indeed, and a little bit noisy. Anyway, that sounded great, right? So that is amp 1 channel B, the Vox channel, if you will. Now let's go to amp 2 channel A, which is a 70s Brit lead. So let's say a Plexi or a JCM 800 style amp. Let's turn off the boost and see what we get. Has that bite and that snarl, right? Sounds quite nice. Let's add some gain. So yeah, this channel is going to work really well for classic rock and stuff like that, right? Let's try the boost as well. Wonderful, just wonderful. Let's lower the bass a little bit. Sweet. Yeah, that is really satisfying as well. Great. The next channel is an 80s brown sound. So it's kind of like, you know, a Van Halen-esque sound. Let's switch to channel B right now with the boost off and see how that sounds. And that's so nice as well. Let's switch off the 6L6s. Let's compare that with one pair of 6L6s. So the 6L6s are a little bit less loud. This is one pair of 6L6s with the EL34s. Cool, very nice indeed. Let's add some wah and see how that sounds. Yeah, that is awesome. Let's try a phaser, the Zuta phaser. Absolutely awesome tone right there. Let's enable the boost and see what that adds. So you can get a really nice and more modern, chunky rock tone right there as well. That is one satisfying brown sound. I love it so much. All right, I don't want to make this video too long, so let's move on to amp 3, my favorite portion of the amp, the high gain portion. And let's start with channel A, which is the 90s high gain. So perhaps PV5150 inspired. Let's start with the boost off and see what happens. Nice and thick sounding, right? Let's dial up the treble a touch, lower the bass, and raise the gain a bit. Very fat and thick sounding. Now, a channel like this is great for boosting. Let's try that with the Zuta Tri-Axe boost, which is a really aggressive boost pedal. Let me turn down the gain a bit. I can set it to a mode that's even more aggressive. This pedal also has a built-in gate, which is really cool. So that is nice. However, we also have the built-in boost. Let's see how that sounds with this channel. Let's add a little bit of gain back in there. So that's kind of like a tube screamer, not too aggressive, but it tightens it up really nicely. Let's lower the mids, add a little bit more gain, add a little bit of bass back in, and see how that sounds. That's so satisfying. So I think that this is my favorite channel and amp on this amp. Yeah, really nice. Let's try the different power tubes. So let's turn off the EL34s. So this is just the 6L6s. Let's turn off the 6L6s. That is so much fun. Oh my gosh. It's like really hard to stop playing because it's so much fun, right? Cool, let's very quickly also try the presence control and then the resonance control as well. So first the presence. That's a really aggressive control. Great, so there's a lot of range there. And the resonance control. Once again, a lot of range on tap. I love that so much. Okay, let's move to the final channel, 3B. So amp 3, channel B, and let's turn off the boost. This is really kind of like a rectifier, if you ask me. It's a little bit more scooped, if you know what I mean. So I've already raised the treble here to around 3 o'clock. Now it's maxed. That's at noon. So it likes to have the treble cranked up quite a bit. Let's add a bit of gain. So that's a very fat sound, right? Let's once again boost that with the tri-ax boost. Nice, so nice. That bottom end is so thick, really awesome. So it works really well with external boost pedals. Now let's try the built-in boost finally with this channel. Yeah, it tightens it up really nicely. So how cool is that? That there's a boost built in that's voiced specifically for each channel. Love it. It's impossible for me to stop playing, but I will because this video is getting way too long and I haven't even scratched the surface, right? So as you can probably tell, this amp is capable of a lot of things. And in my opinion, it does it all really well and it feels really great to play through. I love this thing so much. It was a dream amp. Now I have it and I'm super happy with it and it does not disappoint in any way. So to be very honest with you, for 1,600 something euros at Thomann, it's an absolute steal. So if you want an amplifier that does everything, and by the way, has been really road tested by the Hughes and Kettner crew, they do various tests with the amplifier to see if the tubes are reliable, etc. So it's really solid. You know, it's built really well, German engineering and all that good stuff. 1,600 something euros is an absolute steal, so just go ahead and grab one right now before they are gone. I don't know if they're still going to make these, but I think that they still have plenty left to sell to you guys. But yeah, I'm super stoked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to know. Yeah, I think this amp will make more appearances on the channel because I'm just having so much fun with this thing. So stay tuned for more. And again, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on the Hughes and Kettner Triamp MKIII. Thanks again to Thomann and Hughes and Kettner for sending me this amplifier. Really appreciate it. I can finally scratch this off my wish list. I love this thing so much. If you want to support this channel, get something in my affiliate links, like this amplifier at Thomann. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons down below as that really helps the channel out. I'd really appreciate it. Okay guys, thank you so much and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.